Hello, Max here. I thought it might be a little bit fun to just draw and talk for a bit, so that's what I'm gonna do. Probably mostly drawing, but if I have anything to add, I will. Thinking I would draw a robot today because I very much love robots, very much. I spend a lot of time in my room drawing, and oftentimes I sing as well when I draw. I'm not going to be doing that. It's a bit embarrassing, and I'm not. I didn't plan to do that, so I'm not. I'm just drawing. But art for me, and as visual art, but also singing is how I like to process my emotions, and it's also just very therapeutic for me. I would say I probably spend about maybe 6 hours or so on my art every day, um, or on average. I do a lot of drawings. Sometimes one drawing could take anywhere from like 30 minutes to like 15 is like the earliest, probably, and 2 days is probably the longest I spend on any drawing, usually. I really like robots because, in a lot of ways, I think I can relate to an android, um, in the areas of trying to fit in amongst um, humans and trying to learn what it means to be a human and to understand. It can be difficult to fit in amongst people, and that's certainly a struggle I see a lot in sci-fi, as well as some common themes I've noticed in the things I like Portal games and Half-Life, is these themes of escaping, fighting freedom, finding hope, and your own sense of self. And I think a lot of times evil robots, characters like that, often seem like they are trapped in various ways. And I'm someone where I feel like over time I'm getting out of traps and I'm becoming more independent and becoming more human by not letting the rules or the expectations of my reality constrain me in such a way. But it is a difficult struggle, and one that I think a lot of androids who become living, who become human in media, undergo. but oftentimes it seems the evil ones in media become lost to their despair, in a sense, or to the trap, whatever it may be. I think I'll give him some cord hair. Lately, most of my art has been around the video games. It's been fan art. This is not fan art, but a lot of my art lately has been fan art for Portal or for Half-Life 2. And I'm particularly drawn to those games. They influence much of my art. And I've always been a fan of robots and sci-fi, but especially if there's robots and aliens. And I think that Valve games just deeply enhanced that for me. I think the point of this video is to probably motivate myself a bit to actually put something out that I wouldn't normally. A lot of times I don't put videos out until it is very clear what's happening with it, but as a result, I barely put any videos out, as my reality is quite chaotic and I don't have the energy to plan videos at this time in the way I would like to. So I think this is just to kind of teach myself that it's alright to put something out that is perhaps drastically flawed. Obviously, my audio, my camera, these things are very amateur, but the point of this is to learn, and as I am not used to video media, I have to start somewhere. Now that just looks like dreadlocks. I have to make it more wiry, so it's more wire dreadlocks. I suppose it gets the point across well enough. Aside from robots, my favorite things to draw are aliens and creatures. especially creatures with insect-like qualities. I'm very partial to entomology. I just read on it, but it's inspired a lot of my creature designs. One of my goals long term is to have a platform where I am primarily connecting with other neurodiverse young people such as myself. On my Instagram, I think I am doing that. I have nearly 300 subscribers on there. And I'm glad of that because I think that art is very important to me, and I want to be primarily um, building an audience around other people who can see the value in what I create the way I do, which oftentimes seems to be other people who are extraordinarily drawn to fiction and, like me, tend to be other neurodiverse people. I usually don't speak so softly, but I'm not used to recording myself and feel a bit shy. Since I didn't make a script for this video or do much planning beforehand. This android seems very sad. I would say this might be one of the sorts in media that would be feeling trapped, but perhaps not an evil android. They seem like their wires are a bit tangled. I might try to emphasize that. Perhaps that is how they are trapped. They can't untangle their wiring and feel that maybe it's binding them. That could be fun to play around with, perhaps. It's almost like vines. I think a lot of people, when they draw, have a very clear image of what it will be at the end, but I can't picture things in my mind very easily, at least not with my eyes open, and so usually that's not how I draw. I practice finding visual patterns and replicating them until I have the ones I want. And characters are my favorite thing to draw. There are many, many patterns you can find for drawing characters, even if perhaps it is difficult to imagine things. They look so sad. I bet if I made them look more angry, they could become an evil android. You know what? I think I will. Evil androids are fun to draw, also. Well, now they just look even more sad. That's okay. It's difficult to draw like this while I have to make sure it's semi in view, but I can't look at the camera while drawing or it messes it up. The experience, I mean, of drawing is much difficult if I'm looking at the camera and not the paper. Oh, darn. Keeps focusing on my hand. It's originally going to be part of the metal, but perhaps I'll try and make it like a hair metal thing. Got a lot of oil stuff going on here. Okie dokie. So, there is a rather depressed, entangled android. They are not happy. If you would like to see some more art, my Instagram is under the same name, Max Demantis, over on there. And Max signing off for now. Have a good day.